Good morning. Buenos dias. Welcome to another episode of Dreamer to Destino. I am your host, Julian Garcia Martinez. Hopefully, you guys had a great weekend. I know mine certainly was. It's been pretty packed with work, and also was able to celebrate my niece's birthday this weekend. She ended up turning one. Her name is Ruby. Like I mentioned, I believe I mentioned in the first or second episode last week that I have a younger sister by 1 year. Obviously, her name is Abby, and she has two daughters. One is Esme, and one is which Esme is 3 years old, and the youngest one, which just turned a year old. And we celebrate this weekend with a bunch of family, and it was such a good time. Thank you for everyone that actually showed up. Some of the people that were there was actually Karen. If you guys remember in the first episode of Dreamer to Destino, she was the first guest, and she actually had a huge trip in Washington recently and has, like, she's busy being a lawyer and stuff. She's always packed, and she just had a big trip in Washington, and she got sick, but still luckily she managed to pull through and come to the party. So if you're hearing this, Karen, thank you again for making it, and to everybody else who made it. I do have a couple people. One of my friends, we call him. His name is Oscar, but we tend to call him Fluffy just because we have a couple Oscars in our group. So we call him Fluffy as a nickname. So shout out to you, Fluffy, as well. Karen and her sister Valeria. My family from Bakersfield, California, also showed up, and a bunch of other family from San Diego County that managed to pull up to the event. And my coworker Juan actually ended up coming too, which is so awesome to see a bunch of friends, coworkers, and family making it to the event. It was a huge party, so you're like, it might have been for a 1 year old. Nah, you don't know my family, so let me just go into a little bit of detail of how the party was because it was insane. And I'll probably on the video, for those of you guys watching, I'll put some pictures up right now so that way you guys can see something that I managed to take on my Canon 80D, which is the one that's you're seeing right now. So pretty much it was a crazy party. There was so much stuff, and it was a lot of fun. At least a bunch of the kids and adults, mostly everybody had a good time. We had Diablitos there. Pretty much they're like, if you guys don't know what Diablitos are, they're pretty much like the dancers. They're like a performance act. They're like dancers. They wear like devil masks and all kinds of like cool stuff, like crazy masks. It's like stuff that, at least from where I know in Oaxaca, where my family's from, is they do that for carnivals and stuff, which is always awesome to see. They're always dressed up in like specifically, like I said, if you're on the, it's kind of hard for me to explain on the audio version, but on the video version, I'll put some images up on the screen so that way you guys can check it out and see what I mean. But yeah, it's pretty much like dancers that were dancing with the whips and stuff. It's very beautiful to see and very awesome that they pulled through. We also had a live band that was playing music, I think, till 11, 11 at night, which was awesome. We also had so much food stuff too. There was like a taquero giving out tacos for pretty much almost the entire night. Crazy. We still, I think, even when we were cleaning up the day after, there was still plenty of food to go around. We were just eating leftover tacos because there was still so much food left. And then we even had an esquite, man. Which, if you guys don't know what an esquite is, it's pretty much corn, like corn in a cup. It has like cheese, chile, and pretty much he was like loading that shit up with Takis, Cheetos, and whatnot, which was absolutely insane and very good all around. And of course, you have the staple for the Mexican parties: piñatas, uh, candy bags, and and whatnot. But you also, and we even had a DJ, which my dad was in charge of the DJ. So, si andas escuchando esto, pa, muchas gracias por ser el DJ por la noche. It was greatly appreciated, I'm sure. But yeah, it was so insane. So much partying went down, and oh man, I think it's hopefully Ruby. I know you probably won't remember this, but when you get older, maybe listen or watch your Theo on the pod, and you'll definitely see how much fun your party was. Because for your first birthday, oh man, hopefully you have so many more birthday parties that are just as crazy as this one. All right. Speaking of, you might notice, if you haven't already, that I am by myself this week. And reason for that is that with all the craziness that went down, at least work wise, and then with the party, there wasn't really enough time for me to secure a guest this week. Which isn't the end of the world, right? It's like me and you, we could have a personal conversation. So this week I'm going to be talking about something a little bit personal. But next week, at least this is gonna be the way it is. So if I'm ever by myself, which majority of the time I think it's going to be, once I run out of guests, because you can't have them forever. As much as I would love to have a certain guest every week, sometimes schedules might not line up. So we'll work with what we can, and then when I'm by myself, then it's pretty much story time, and personal stories of my own. So just for you guys to keep in mind. Within, I think it's already been like about 3 4 like about a month ago, this is like a thing, and reason for this story is something that I have written here. For those of you that are seeing this, I'm putting it up to the camera. This pretty much is my own like little black book, and this book contains pretty much kind of thoughts, pretty much a journal. My own personal journal has so much like private stuff that I've had over the years, and that I've written down, and luckily even customized it. I don't have that many pages left on this one, but I already have a different notebook that I use, that I took up for my journal writings and stuff. But this is pretty much my original one, and it has a bunch of kind of stories and stuff as I progressed throughout the last couple years. But there is a story that I have on here that took place about a month ago. So pretty much, let's get right into it. Actually, so pretty much, I went to a cafe about a month or so ago, and it was pretty much, I was like, I think it was early in the morning. I was like trying to get breakfast. I woke up during the weekend, obviously. When woke up, I'm like, went to the gym. I was like, dang, I'm kind of hungry. I was like, I should probably try something. Like, I wanted to go out and I wanted to try something new. That was the most important thing. I wanted to try something new. So pretty much just looked up on Google. I was like, yeah, just look up any cafe restaurant type joints that are out there, and I found a cafe that was not too far, and I was like, all right, let's go check it out. See what's up. I think when I got there, it wasn't as packed, but by the time I was already getting seated and situated, I think it had just filled up. Like the rest of the little cafe had just filled up, and there was an older gentleman that had shown up, but I think all the tables were full, if memory serves right. So I think all the tables were full, and obviously I was the only one there, because I wasn't in a party or anything, just me. And the older gentleman, he had asked, "Do you mind if I sit with you and have breakfast?" I'm like, "By all means, I think well, let's have some breakfast, bro." Like, I'm just here to. I pretty much was just taking. I think I was just eating pan and drinking coffee, if I remember right. Just, at least for me, just to start off, I was just having something small. And then yeah, so he joined me at the table, and the old man, his name was Jorge. So that way, that's his actual name. So apparently he was even a regular there, which obviously I wouldn't have known because it was my first time there. But apparently he was a regular, and he was like, don't really see you. So I was like, I'm assuming it's probably your first time. I'm like, yeah, first time, wanted to try something new, whatnot. And we actually got along pretty well. We were there for pretty much like a good minute, and we just ended up talking, and he was just I really got like a bunch of good vibes from this dude. We managed to talk, and I don't know how it led to it, but I managed to even talk about my progress from last year, which is something we're going to discuss on this episode. Pretty much my journey from last year, which was like the whole calendar year of me working as hard as I could and I pretty much went on like a whole weight loss journey, and all the solo adventures of being by myself that I managed to do and hang out with and meet new people and all kinds of crazy things. So pretty much we kind of had like a whole discussion, kind of gave him my whole insight on that, and he was just kind of listening, and it kind of threw me off because he was smiling and just I think he just enjoyed the company. I think it's probably what it was. I think he just enjoyed the company that he could eat breakfast and enjoy talking to someone, because it's just the general vibe I got from him, that he enjoyed being with someone to have breakfast with, and so pretty much when it was his turn, he was speaking to me. He told me he had noticed that I wasn't excited. I didn't seem excited, or I just didn't seem happy when I was telling him about all the progress I have made. And I told him, I think I ended up replying. I was like, you know what? I think it's just, it's not that I wasn't excited. I think it was just, I just feel like I haven't progressed enough, if that makes sense. I just haven't progressed enough to the point where I feel like I'm just not satisfied with, even with all the progress I have made. Because I think I just might be that type of person with no matter how much progression I have made and like how much from like of an impact it's made in my life, I just feel like it's never enough. And I always push and push and push myself. Even right now, I think I still pushing myself with everything, with all these projects and stuff. I still feel to have the tendency that I need to push myself, and it's still not doing enough. But that's a conversation for another day. And this is a actually quote that I had written down in the notebook, that he had told me word for word, and it kind of struck me in a sense. I'm like, it kind of surprised me. So this is what Jorge said in his own words, after telling him everything. He said, "Mijo, you need to be proud of what you accomplished. It's like you accomplished so much in so little time, and yet you don't feel like it's enough. Déjame preguntarte algo. Your goals might seem unrealistic, but when you accomplish them, will you truly be satisfied then?" And that's when I was like, damn, he actually, I don't know. I don't know. So, let's kind of sidetrack to to why he said this. My progress. So, for those of you that don't know, last year, I think I've already been like single for a good amount of time at this point, and I think I was just heading towards a downward spiral, like end of 2022, and I was like the heaviest I've ever been. Not happy. I think I was pretty much throwing even some friendships away. 2023 came about, and I was like, damn, I was already 299 pounds, going to 300. And I was like, damn, I'm not taking care of myself. I just, something needs to change. I don't know what's going on with me. This isn't the type of person, the kind of guy I am. I know this isn't me. So something needs to change, and I need to do it now. So 2023 happened. Pretty much made the decision, and took it upon myself to work hard. I went to the gym, started the weight loss journey. During that whole calendar year, I managed to lose 90 pounds. So from 299 to what I am right now, 205. And pretty much, it's been super good. I couldn't have been any prouder of the progress I have made. Being at 205, oh man, I just feel I'm definitely still not like super super fit, but I'm definitely a lot better than I was. And pretty much it's like the last step in this regimen that I'm at is whatever fat I have left from being 205 is pretty much converting it into muscle. So pretty much I still got a lot of work to cut out for me, but that's what I'm hoping this year. I'll get it done, and I'll be able to accomplish my goal. But yeah, Jorge said, it's like, yeah, he's like, oh, you lost 90 pounds. Think about that. 90 pounds in one calendar year, and you don't seem satisfied. And I was like, I like I really don't. Look, I'm not gonna take this away from myself. 90 pounds is incredible. I think the most amount of weight I've ever lost, but I let myself get that far, you know? And it's like I let myself get down that bad, but I'm like, I'm still not satisfied. I know I can do more. I know I can push myself even harder. And it's just like I just not satisfied until I can make this, until I'm there. I can't be happy. I can't, be satisfied at the current level I'm at until I get there. And I know I will get there. I just have to trust the process. Yeah, so that was such a good chat with Jorge. And it made me think, I'm like, this isn't he was asking why also. He was like, why did you decide to go on this? Why did you want to lose all that weight? Why did you go on this journey? And I'm like, and I felt this is one of those things that I'm like, I don't know if anyone can relate, but I feel like for the last couple years of my life, I felt this. There's always been this thing sticking by me that I just been in my life at least. I've been proving people wrong. Like I've been doing stuff, but not for myself. And I think it's probably even goes all the way to from middle school all the way to now. It's like when I've done stuff, I feel like it hasn't been because I wanted to prove it to myself or I wanted to do it. I felt like I always did things to prove people wrong because they were doubting me and all kinds of stuff and just they just didn't believe, and I'm just like, I'm going to prove you wrong. And I've done that for so many years now that finally till that point I was like, when when am I going to stop proving people wrong? You've been knowing this yourself since the very beginning. You've known what you've been able to do, and every time it just seemed that when it came to it, you just did it to prove people wrong, and never once you did anything for yourself. So this was kind of just the first step, and like, I'm not doing this for anyone anymore. I'm done proving people wrong. I know what I can do, and pretty much just that was like the first step. I'm proving what I know, and I'm proving that I'm going to work. Like I'm gonna be the hard worker. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to get this done, and it's gonna be by my hand and proving it to myself, basically, not proving anyone wrong and whatnot. So yeah, so luckily I've been on this journey, and it's been great. It's still work in progress, obviously, but it's been such a good journey with my own shape. Like I've gained, even like I feel like I've gained confidence back that I've lost over the years too, because I'm not saying I'm like the best guy or anything. Like I'm just I felt like before I had a certain type of confidence that I ended up losing for so many years, and it's like I feel like after so long, I finally gained confidence in myself back. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it feels good to know that this feeling of confidence in me is something I have back, and I don't think I'll ever let this go. So that's something. Oh man, this journey, yeah, yeah. So and it hasn't been easy, you know. This road hasn't been easy, but it's something I'm very proud of, and I think I'll continue to be proud of for many years to come because I'm not stopping. It's just something I'm going to continue to work hard and prove to myself that I want to be the best I can very be, whether it's physical, whether it's mental. I'm tired. I think it was just I'm tired of proving people wrong. I need to prove myself that like what I know, what I'm that I'm right. It's not about proving people wrong. It's just proving it to myself, because I always did it for other people, and it's like, never. When was the last time you ever done something for yourself? So yeah, that's pretty much the conversation I had with Jorge. Great guy. So if you're ever hearing this, Jorge, I hope we run again. We run into each other soon, and we could have another great discussion. Which kind of even made me think back to last year, which kind of started everything. Besides, the weight loss journey and all that, which I think I've been single. I think for Who knows, man? I think it's already been. I've lost track of that. I think it's probably been like about 2 years, 2 years ish, maybe, on the line. But yeah, I'm like, there was a moment even last year too that I was going to a music festival in Las Vegas called Sick New World. If you guys don't know what that is, pretty much a metal festival that happened place over there, featuring bands like System of a Down, Deftones, Korn, Papa Roach, Incubus, Seven Dust, Evanescence, and the list goes on. Pretty much huge list of bands in a 1 day festival, which was extremely awesome. I had purchased tickets, I think, the year before, so 2022. Uh, and so I had purchased the tickets. I was supposed to go with a friend. I think last second, my friend had told me that I think her mother got sick. I think if I remember right, her mom got sick and she couldn't go anymore. I'm like, you know what? I wanted to make it work, but I was like, you know what? If it's probably better to take care of your mom and do what you need to do. But I was like, dang, am I really gonna miss this festival though? Because we had already put money into it, and the ticket, everything was paid off. It's pretty much just to go have fun. And I was like, damn, but I'm down a ticket. I'm down a ticket, so pretty much like this would mean I would have to go by myself. And I was like, damn. I was like, I don't want to go by myself because it has happened on certain occasion too. With the band that I wanted to see. Pretty much, these are bands that I grew up with, and one of them was System of a Down, which I'm sure if you guys know System, that they're an awesome band. I had an opportunity, I think, before COVID started, that I had bought tickets for in a show for Los Angeles, and I had them, and just it got delayed for a year because of COVID and whatnot, and I just missed out. I don't remember really exactly what happened or how, but I just ended up missing it because I didn't want to go by myself. I'm pretty sure, and I was like, "Damn, this is like the second time." I'm like, "Do I really want to miss this chance?" And like, who knows when's the last time they're ever gonna play? So I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna still make this trip, go by myself, and I'm going to make it a mission for me to have the best time of my life." Which I did, which is insane. Obviously, you're nervous because you're like a solo trip to Vegas for the first time, and to a festival with thousands and thousands of people. And I just thinking, I was like, dang, am I gonna get lost in this shuffle? I don't know, oh man, I think I would never regret that decision. I think even like it kind of just, how do I explain this? Like it made me rethink life. I'm like, there's so much stuff I could do on my own now that I would have never had the confidence to do if I never went on that trip by myself. I ended up meeting like so many crazy people at that festival and just had the best time of my life. Just listening to all those bands and just meeting all these cool people from around the world, pretty much. Uh, Obviously, I don't have pictures and like IGs, like, so I wasn't able to add them because my phone was already dead. So so I wasn't able to take any more pictures and add them and whatever. But it was cool to certainly meet people at that festival and vibe with them for that short amount of time, especially near towards the end of the festival. There was a story of pretty much the last band that I had seen for the night, which was pretty much the last one of the night, was System of a Down, and I had met a girl. We were together for the Deftones set, which was two sets before it. We were there for pretty much System, Korn, or Deftones, Korn, and then System, and then that's pretty much the end of the night. But me and her were pretty much next to each other. We were dancing, and we're like, hey, you know what? We like those bands. All right, let's come. Let's just hang out, me and you. And then we just ended up dancing through those sets, singing and whatnot. And then by the time it was like, I just walked her. I think I walked her to her Uber, and then it's pretty much the last time I saw her, which was insane, man. It was like so much fun, and meeting, and and then I have another story too, where there was a guy during the day. So keep in mind too, this is in like the desert. It's extremely hot. People were passing out due to dehydration, heat stroke, whatever, and it was pretty bad. Like a lot of people were passing out, and maybe it could have been coordinated better to get people water and stuff. But yeah, I think it's something they'll focus on for the future. And I had met this dude named Kyle. We were in the mosh pit for one of the bands, and the dude ended up, his name's Kyle, if I didn't mention that already, and he ended up dislocating his arm during the mosh pit. So I ended up, hurrying him to the like medical tents that they had set throughout the festival. I took him to the medical tent. He was like, "Hey, brother." He's like, I don't know, he was already drunk when I met him too, so he was like already kind of out of it, but he was going crazy. He's like, "Fuck yeah, brother!" With his arm dislocated. He's like, I'll see you at System," and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like you just like be safe. Like let these guys take care of you. We'll meet up for System. Obviously, we never did because oh man, if you've ever been to a festival, it's hard to to keep track of your homies, especially if it's like bad reception. So you always have to plan ahead for these kinds of things. And like I said, I was there by myself, so that was the last time I saw Kyle was in that medical tent with his arm dislocated. But if you ever hear this, Kyle, you my boy. You definitely my boy. And that's just kind of what started my solo adventures too, because oh man, last year was probably the best. I went to so many cool places, especially even just hanging out with my friends. I went to so many concerts, kind of adventured my or got led into new music by my friend Weiss. He got me into uh, like artists like Peso Pluma, which I listened to before, Fuerza Regida, Junior H, and the list goes on and on. And holy man, we went to I think two concerts during last year. We had gone to a Junior H concert, and we also went to a Peso Pluma concert within the span of a couple months, which was insane. It was probably some of the best, fondest memories I have of our friends, and I don't think I'll ever forget. I think we have so many fond memories, and they're pretty wild too. So I think probably I'll save this for another episode. But for those stories, but man, there's plenty of crazy, crazy stories of those concerts, and even just hanging out, going to clubs and stuff in general. Just kind of got me out of my own shell and helped me build that confidence that like I said I had lost, and I'm happy that doing all these things helped me uh, gain all that back, which I didn't think would ever be possible. But now we're here, and life couldn't be any better, man. And reason I'm talking about Sick New World and all this other stuff is because next month I will be going to Las Vegas again because Sick New World got announced for this year as well. So they are running that festival back, obviously with different bands. I think the main lineup is like um, Slipknot, Lamb of God. Man, I don't know why I can't even think about it in my head. It's like I already know a lot of the bands and stuff. I would have to take a look at the list, but yeah, it's like it's gonna be a lot of fun. This time, my friend, I have a friend that is going, so this time I will be enjoying the festival again, but this time with a friend, and we'll be turning up and having a good time, especially to that baby metal. So, if you guys mess with that baby metal, I'll be there. I'll be there for that, for that baby metal set, turning up for sure. And I think I didn't. Before we even move on, I don't know if I mentioned, but I am by myself. If you have, if it wasn't obvious already, that I'm by myself this week with all the craziness. There wasn't really time to get a guest, whatnot. So this is more just kind of more like of a chill week. Normally, I wouldn't even have anything planned for this week, but I just figured with I just want to be consistent, and we've already done so well for the first two that I'm like, we gotta keep this going. We gotta keep this going, and it's definitely been such a fun ride, especially with the weekend and whatnot. Uh, we've done so well. Seriously, thank you to you guys for sticking in, especially like for those of you that just started checking out the video on there. Oh man, can't thank you guys enough for all the support. Literally, I think I'm able to share. I don't think I'd get in trouble, but yeah, I was like we ended up breaking. I think like over we're about to hit 4K, I think, people that have pretty much checked out the channel and stuff, which is absolutely crazy. And I have been seeing, for those of you guys on the Spotify version, been putting those 5-star ratings. If you haven't already, go ahead, help your boy out with some 5-star ratings. It'll definitely help us boost up the show, and we can hopefully get it to be more on the main page, so that way more people check it out, and by the time we get more guests, it'll pop off a lot more, and we can start building this from the ground up, such more of a bigger community than we already have, because we definitely are starting off hot, and I would like to keep it that way. So if you haven't already, Spotify, YouTube, Spotify, give us the 5-star ratings. And if you can, just go ahead and follow. And then for YouTube, the only thing you gotta do is subscribe and even like the videos if you'd like. If not, then just, I think the most would be subscribing, and that's pretty much it that you guys could help me out on. But oh man, it's been such an insane week. And there's still, so I got Sick New World next month. This month's already ending too. See, we're already about to enter April, man. We're already about to enter April. So much stuff. Oh man, this party, I still have like a lot of stuff to do. Just today in general, like I have, so like I said, the party was during the weekend and stuff, so I still have to unload all the photography pictures I did for my for my niece's birthday, and also besides doing the pod, even before I forget, oh yeah, I even have I think a photo shoot with Karen, because she is graduating. If you guys remember in the first episode, she is graduating soon, and I do photography as a side gig. So I definitely got contracted by her, so I'll be there to shoot some pictures of her in her graduation, which should be a pleasant memory for her. And I'll definitely go ahead and share some of those pictures if she's okay with it by the time that time comes. But oh man, sorry, I think this is gonna be probably one of the shorter episodes. But yeah, I think that'll pretty much wrap this up for this week. Like I said, I'm terribly sorry there wasn't a guest this week, but I did just kind of want to share something from my Black Book. It's definitely has a lot of stories on here that I've written over the last couple of years, and really no one has seen this or even heard about this like whatsoever. Literally majority of you, this is probably the first time they're like, Julian writes? I'm like, yeah, I've been writing, been writing and stuff, whether it's like poems or stuff that happens daily life. I just keep it all in here, man. It's something that kept me going, just kept me motivated and stuff. I just felt like one day I'll look back on this, and I think I already have another notebook, because this one's pretty much almost done. I only have a couple pages, so I already have another notebook for it. And it's something that I'll be able to look back on this thing and be like, hey, part of your life is in this book, which is crazy to think about, that part of my life is within this book in general. For those of you guys that are seeing on the video feed, it's pretty much this little thing. But holy crap, man, such a ride. And then for those of you again on the YouTube side of things, pretty much you're seeing the full on studio set now. So this is pretty much it. Hopefully it looks good enough right now. I know obviously there's still some shadow, so like on this side here, you might see some like discrepancies with shadows and stuff, but it'll definitely try to get fixed as post-production and whatnot goes on. And then other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll definitely have to share a lot more stories, because I do have a lot of funny stuff and personal stuff in here. But I'll definitely this will be, at least for the next like couple episodes when I'm by myself, it'll definitely be stories from the Black Book. The Black Book of Julian. It'll be definitely a good experience. So yeah, so hopefully you guys stay tuned, and I think next week we have a guest, so the guests are coming back, so stay tuned for next week's episode. And obviously go ahead and on Instagram follow Dreamer to Destino, which obviously keeps all all the announcements and whatnot, and whenever the episodes go live, so that way you guys are up to date on everything that goes on around the podcast. But until then, seriously, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. One more time before I sign off. This wouldn't be possible without you guys, and I hope you guys keep supporting me in everything with whether it's this podcast or just everything that I do with any upcoming projects. I just hope that you guys are able to support me in any way you can. Honestly, this wouldn't have been possible without you guys. So, really, thank you again. And until then, this is the time to sign off. So, hasta luego. Adios.